Welcome to the Transfer News Show. As we get into the mid of the first week of December, you'll know that the January transfer window is all in our eyes. We can see it, and it's really making ways to where we deserve it to be. So guys, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. We are here to talk about Ivan Toney asking price revealed. Very many teams have been linked to Ivan Toney, and his asking price has been really doubted by many, because every side has been really putting out its own. But it looks like we've finally gone ahead to really gauge exactly what price Ivan Toney is going to be charged by the side of Brentford. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really doing fine. It's a Monday, and I told you today we are going to do a very huge job in as far as presenting you these stories is really concerned, because yesterday you're really thirsty and today we're here to quench the thirst. Luis Suárez looks like he has gone ahead to play his last game for Gremio and has come out and really said his goodbyes to the side of that side, and he has gone ahead to give us a very huge hint on his next move in the transfer window that is opening up in January. And you might shockingly see him playing for your team if at all you are really one of those that really admire the Uruguayan who has been really good ever since he really went to Ajax, and then he came in through to play for the side of Liverpool, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, then back to where he was born and bred in South America, and so much more onto that. Rokani David is my name. You can as well call me already. Let's start it off from where the story really hailed. It came in from the Sun Sport. Brentford have set a low asking price of around £65 million for Ivan Toney, despite a high level of interest in the striker. Now, the asking price of Ivan Toney is going to be in the region of 60 to £65 million north. That's the asking price of Ivan Toney. Now, one will ask, is it realistic? I'll tell you it's realistic for a striker who went ahead to score, I think the first season scored 17, and the previous season he scored 20 plus goals in the Premier League. He'll be that worth. With him being an English player, obviously he has to really be that. He has to be really that worth. With Harry Kane departing for Bayern Munich at close to £100 million, you don't really underestimate the value of Ivan Toney, because when you look at the English strikers in the league who have been really more consistent and who have gone ahead to obviously put in a shift every time they've been called upon to obviously do the job, I think it has been Ivan Toney. And you see to it that he has not been playing for Brentford for the first 6 months of the season, but he's returning in, I think from 1st January he's going to be available, but he might come out and really outscore the likes of Oli Watkins, because it's also an English striker putting in a lot of effort. You know, I think he's remaining English striker that is really clinical and putting in very many goals. I think he has like 7-8 Premier League goals this season and some 5 assists. And I think those numbers are not way off from Ivan Toney returning and obviously chasing him and being the best English striker in the league. Trust me, every striker is counted on the goals that he scores, and he has a very good advantage over others, because he is the main man at Brentford. And when he returns, he's obviously going to score those goals immediately. As you've seen Brentford play this season, they've been missing this giant. 27 years of age, £65 million set, and the big question is, how many teams are willing to cough that amount of money? When United bought Rasmus Hojlund for £72 million, a 20-year-old, at 72, then why would someone argue that Ivan Toney is not worth £65 million? And I know they are going to sell him £65 million because he's not going to renew his contract. That is it. He's not going to renew his contract. That is it. And that much that has been put on him is really very affordable for teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur. I've seen the team I support, Man United, also into this mix that they want to sign Ivan Toney. I've seen it on several occasions and from several credible media outlets. But these teams will want Ivan Toney. And the big question is, does Ivan Toney want to play for these teams? I'll tell you yes. And if I told him Ivan Toney, I would push to go to Tottenham Hotspur. Because at Arsenal, he'll obviously be there, but can he dislodge Gabriel Jesus? But you'll get to know that if at all he goes to Arsenal, then the likes of Edin Ketia will be in trouble. Why does Ivan Toney want to go to these teams? The most important bit of it all is the Euros 2024. We all know that Ivan Toney was one of those strikers that I think made it to the World Cup because they had Harry Kane, they had Callum Wilson, and Ivan Toney. That is it. So, to keep that pace on, we are not supposed to be playing for Brentford, because what if Edin Ketia goes ahead and scores 20 goals this season for Arsenal? Because Edin Ketia's goals are really good this season, and in the remaining games that Arsenal are yet to play, never downplay Nketiah's effort to go ahead and obviously score 20 goals this season. And Ivan Toney has been done a disservice that he hasn't been playing because of him being banned for his betting practices. Now, look at Edin Ketia. He has gone ahead to play 14 Premier League games and he has 5 goals. That is Edin Ketia. So, if he continues to play his season well and nets 20 goals, and Ivan Toney nets 20 goals for the side of Brentford, trust me, the manager of England will go in for Edin Ketia because he has gone ahead to score those goals for the side of Arsenal, and Ivan Toney will have scored those goals for the side of Brentford. And that means goals for Edin Ketia way more than the goals of Brentford, than the goals of Ivan Toney. That's why Ivan Toney needs to make this move, either to Chelsea, either Tottenham Hotspur, or Arsenal. That is it, because he needs to make it as up, and England being one of those favourites to win the Euros because of that talent they have, amidst them having a very naive manager as far as winning is concerned, you just have to give them a benefit of doubt that they might be part of the winners of the Euros. So Ivan Toney wants to move because of that, and we've got another story coming in from Vocalizes, coming in from Spain. Vocalizes are coming in from Spain, and they've told us that Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur want England striker Ivan Toney, but are not willing to meet Brentford's 61 asking price. When I was starting this video, I told you that Ivan Toney price will be between the region of 60 to 65 million pounds. Now, Brighton are not in a hurry. That is it. I know these stories will come in through to say they don't want to meet the asking price of Brentford between 60 and 65 million pounds because the player has not been playing ball. But the moment Ivan Toney comes in through and really plays football, especially in the FA Cup around the 6th of January, because that's going to be his first game, and he scores, you are not going to hear any story that Ivan Toney is not valued that amount of money and teams like Arsenal or Tottenham Hotspur are not willing to pay that much. So I think it's all about Ivan Toney not being into the mood. Like, he's not scoring, has not been playing, but the moment he goes ahead on the field of play and really continues to score those goals, trust me, he's going to be one of the most wanted players. Remember, his contract is running down in 2025, and if they don't sell him in the summer, they might miss out on a lot. And for Brentford, they have a lot to lose if at all they don't sell Ivan Toney. And this is where David Austin comes in through and obviously has a say onto the sale of Ivan Toney. He has gone ahead to tell us that it would not surprise me if one or more clubs do make a move for Ivan Toney before the January transfer window closes, but I still think the summer is more likely, and I don't completely rule out free agency in 2025. Now, for him, he's painting a different narrative altogether, and I would buy it 100%, that Brentford, having not played with a centre forward, and them not going in for a centre forward in the summer of 2020, in the summer transfer window of 2023, it was a confirmation that they are willing to weather through the storm when they're not having Ivan Toney and welcome him back to play for them from January up to May, when the Premier League really comes to an end. That is it. And it's confirmed that that is their mission. Now, what about holding him until the summer and selling him? That is it. It will be something good for them, because right now, the player will be undervalued. But if he comes in through and really scores close to 10, 15, 20 goals in the last half of the season, it will mean a lot. It will mean a lot. And that a lot will really see him really go for like 70 million pounds. And because the summer is really long, they can obviously try to see to it that they do the needful for him and really get the best person or best team to obviously sign for him. But very many teams will be needing strikers in the summer, by the way, and they'll be willing to offer in. I think Man United will be needing a striker, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, and very many other teams in the world, like maybe AC Milan, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, and so on and so forth. So I think they stand a better chance to get more money in the summer than in the January transfer window. And for me, I look at the January transfer window as a panic sell for this guy. Time will be needed for them to obviously see themselves going to where they deserve to be. So that's all about Ivan Toney. And David Austin last year was going to hit to hint about him going out as a free agent, and that might cause that if Brentford log on and really say we're not going to sell this player, the player might say, I'm not going to renew my contract if at all you don't sell me. But if at all you're Brentford, you'd rather get 65 million pounds from this guy and get in a striker at the cost of like 20 million pounds, because they bought this guy for like 5 million pounds, you know. So I think they should do that, and they should obviously get to where they deserve to be. Lastly, let's talk about Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez, on his future, after playing his last game for Gremio, said, I can feel the pain. My body is speaking for me. I want to enjoy and then decide for myself after a long career. I need to rest, enjoy my family. Then the destiny will know where I'll be in the future. Lucho is now officially a free agent. So Luis Suarez is a free agent, and a lot has come into play. But there is one thing we don't forget about. We shouldn't forget about Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi has come out on several occasions and really wanted to reunite with his players that he used to play with at the side of Barcelona. We all know that Sergio Busquets is playing with Lionel Messi, and this left back that used to play for Spain and Barcelona, what is his name? He's also playing there. So he's on the mission to obviously sign Luis Suarez and obviously bring him to the team where he is right now. And I think it will work well out like a charm for Luis Suarez to join him, because the money is there and no one will obviously downplay the efforts of him going there. So him needing to rest and making the right decision is very important, and we have to obviously give him time and really makes a very good decision. Is he going to retire? I don't think it's time for him to retire. Messi will tell him that, please, there are some bucks here in America at Inter Miami that you need to collect. Please show up, put those bucks into your pockets, and the rest will be history. That is it for Luis Suarez, a player that really went ahead to obviously play a lot of football. I really loved the guy. Amidst him having a discipline, the discipline part of it not being okay, but this guy was really great. He's having 36 years of age, and Messi will tell him that we are almost in the same age bracket. I've not thought about really retiring. Why are you really trying to really retire? You get? So he won't accept that, and it will convince him to come into Inter Miami and play for the US. And how was his last season at Gremio? He played 32 games, 15 goals, 11 assists. Now, if at all he can perform at that level at Gremio, that is playing in the Brazilian top league, how is he going to perform when he comes in America? That means he can obviously break for every team in there for you with Lionel Messi. So all I really want to let you know is that he's going to have to play 40 games, 17 goals, and 11 assists. What a man. What a man. And I think his performances are really great. And I think teams like Inter Miami will fight for his signature. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about the Ivan Toney asking price. Would you advise your team to sign Ivan Toney for £65 million? Where would you want Luis Suárez to play next? All that and more into the comment section below. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. This has been the Transfer News Show. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Bye-bye.